It's book review time. Hello guys, this is LukeJ62895's speaking. Well, it's been like a long time since I never done a book review on my YouTube channel. So now I decided to come back do more book reviews. So today I decided to do chapter 2 of this book, Street Gang. So now I decided to read it to you guys before I head over to WJCL, and then I'll be back and just hang out with Billy. So yeah, just to let you know about that. And here we go. I'm gonna just read it without the commercials, either commercials, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, here's the book I'm gonna be reading to you guys right now. Chapter 2 is gonna be about. I couldn't be able to remember. And I'm okay. Anyway, I can't be able to read the table of contents. So here's chapter 2, and I'm going to be reading this right now. Where is chapter 2? I'm in chapter 3. Where is chapter 2? Okay, here it is. I'm in the wrong chapter here, but believe me, I'm gonna be in the right chapter. Here we go. So I have until 2 o'clock to be in the next chapter before I head over and get going to be part of it. So I have a long wait for being part of the whole thing. So here we go. Chapter 2. And here it is. As autumn turned to winter in 1929, sorry about that. My mistake. A dreadful shadow crossed the continents, like political, something like that. Darkness falling upon Egypt. Indeed, it was if God Almighty didn't say that on YouTube, but whatever. Had unleashed an 11th plague, something like that. One is prominence and the spire, something like that. And as early December, President Herbert Hoover, I don't know who that is, announced on radio that the worst on the financial crisis was over. I'm like, what the hell is that? But Sliding Gans knew too much about. Sorry about that. I'm about to sneeze. I keep reading. I'm gonna have to keep reading. And human's nature to believe it. Executive Vice President of the First National Bank of Arizona. Okay, that's fine. Gans was outraged, something like that, to assume an air of claim and confidence, something like that. As a upbeat Vanner never fought fire at work, but at night his thoughts turn to what measures he might need to take to product to the bank should the nation's economy reach a danger point. Okay, that's fine, I guess. In the final weeks of 1979, the Gans household was going through diaper changes. Okay, well that's fine. At an astonishing rate, something like that. These children had been born in the 39-month span to Gans' wife, Pauline. That's fine. Baby Gone arrived on November 30th, at a day after Black Tuesday. That's fine. Why is it called Black Tuesday? Why they should call it Black Friday? I get it. I don't get it. The third and the most disastrous day of record losses on Wall Street. Okay. Across the nation, billions has been wiped out in less than a week. That's fine. The new sibling joined older brother Emil Paul Gans. That's fine. named for his grandfather and mother, and older sister, Charlotte Rose, something like that, named for her father, and maternal grandmother. By the time I came along, mother had been run out streaming and names. Joe Kansky explained years later. Okay. The joke is our family barely had time to name me at all. Why? Why, Mrs. Cooney? I mean, God. And it was after no one except possibly Joan called for it. Okay, that's fine. Mrs. Cooney. I mean, why did you have to write to get this over with? I mean, that's gonna be fine, I guess. That is totally fine. Okay, let me continue reading. While Cooney's father had not amazed of the wealth and of some of his neighbors, he was well off and well thought of, and civics minus process. Okay, progressive commercial banker, following the path of his father. It was Emil Gans. Okay, that's fine. One is a commercial banker, following in the path of his father. Yeah, I can't read the rest. One of the places again, father Solan had attended college. Yeah, I messed up. Sorry. But shortly before graduation, his mother died. Oh, I feel sorry for Emil Gans. I feel my condolences, but whatever. And he failed to complete his finals and earn a degree. I feel sorry for the Gans family. I shouldn't pay attention for this Sesame Street childhood, because I love Sesame Street. Anyway, I'll continue reading. But as a son as a city father, Gans was still considered as one of the town's more prominent bachelors. That's fine. When he met dark-haired and dark-eyed Pauline, he was a 35. She's 22. Pauline has moved as a teen from Jackson, Michigan. That's fine. To Arizona. That's fine. I'm not mouse that word. Sorry. Along with her sister and mother. That's fine. Her father had been killed in a train wreck, and she was 2. Her mother had been ensuing to meet his end meet after graduating from something like that school. I mean, why? Pauline had headed to west for a family for the warmer west weather, and I expect Venture Cooney said after a 5-year courtship. Why have to do that? Pauline and Sloan family made it to the altar. That's fine, but not easily. She wanted to be married in a church, but to do so, Solan has no promise their children, but to be raised woman. Yeah, that's fine. I guess. Through Gans with no, that's fine. He feared talking about taking vows. I felt bad for these people, for Arizona. From the parts would be seen in the Donald and the Jewish roots. Despite his indifference to the realist tenets, and I cannot say this word. Legend, sorry about that. Doing some gens remain karate, something like that, and the fight, something like that. I cannot pronounce that word. In the fight, something like that with his hooray, something like that. But ultimately, he raided because marriage to Pauline wasn't to happen without it. Cooney said, "It was by then 40, or close to it. He was personally wanted to get married, have children. I mean, seriously, why you had to do that? Moving on. And he had to been loved with this woman for 5 years. Okay, that was not happy at all. I just felt bad for the Coonies and Gans family. Anyway, to be sure, there were jewels, like Jewish, something like that. Among the earliest sales and the Phoenix, but not the less of whom the Papa ML, something like that. Immigrant Taylor from Waldorf. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Germany. ML Gantz, a non-practicing Jewel, about something like that, came to United States in 1858 or 1859 after stops in New York and Pennsylvania, something like that. Okay, we'll be right back. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. There's copyright. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. This Friday, on Friday's LukeJ62895, we need to do an episode about that is based off of Friday the 13th scary movies. And no, we're not doing the scary movies in the episode Friday's LukeJ62895. We're going to be doing an episode called Another Friday the 13th episode. You get scared. But in all seriousness, it's going to be the next episode of Friday's LukeJ62895. Don't miss it. It's going to be it's going to be a horrifying. It's not going to be a horror. Yeah, it will be a horrifying, but it will be a scary. It'll be it's not a scary movie, but it's kind of like a scary movie kind of way, but a little bit different than that. However, it's basically horror. It's a horror stuff, but it's basically gonna be an episode of Friday's LukeJ62895 kind of in the way. It's gonna be a 96 episode of Friday's LukeJ62895 season 2, but don't worry, it is, I don't know how much episode seasons 2 that I've done recently, but we'll get to doing it eventually. We'll see what happens. Anyway, back to the whole book review show. Okay, welcome back to book reviews. I'm so sorry that happened because my dad but have turned down the volume. Thank you all for your patience, and let's continue reading. Where was I? Came to the United States in 1858 or 1959 after stops in New York and Pennsylvania. He established his trade, unlikely located in Curberton, Georgia family. Something like that. I didn't know there was a Georgia people. That's fine. Families, what situations had it that Georgia remind him? Okay, that's fine. And this family of other German Jewish settlers of the Baltic since from which they had the Germany. Cooney said, "Comic the South would prevail in the Civil War." Emil joined the Conven's army, served with disinvasion, something like that. I cannot pronounce that word. Distension. Sorry about that. Skip this word. And was wounded twice. That's both terrible. I think his company participate in the battles and I cannot pronounce that word again. Ettendam, something like that. Gettysburg, Fredericksburg, and the defense of Richmond. That's fine. He was held in for 7 months in the Norris Federal Prison in Amarina, New York. That's fine. But when the war ended, he signed a bloody oath to the United States and was released. That's fine. Amel headed. Sorry, I didn't know the word is, but whatever. West was with stops in Quincy, Illinois, and Kansas City, Missouri, and last Emma's, Colorado, fourth in Arizona in the mid 1870s. After opening hotels in Prairie Sky and Phoenix, he became president of the National Bank of Arizona, which later became First National. That's fine. And served 3 married terms. That's fine. Email was chairman of the Phoenix Country Club and enjoyed privileges that they were denied succeed generation of jewels. It was almost as the gates of the club briefly. That's fine. Suing open for certain old-line families with German Jewish bloodlines. Only for close rapidly. Thereafter, almost also making its through for the country club portal where the wealthy owners of the company own Phoenix department store. Sorry. Goldwire and Sons, one of the 3 sons being Barry Goldwire, and the grandchild of good Jewish immigrants from Poland, raised from in the MS Scotland, something like that, tradition of his mother, Goldwire, inheritance, something like that, in the family business. Attended Welsh and the stature or something like that, when went on the served 5 terms in the United States Senate. The Pyrenees jewels of Phoenix were English and German. They were treated in a separate class from the non-jewels, Cooney said. My father hated the country club. I feel bad for Cooney's father. It was terrible. It was made him uncomfortable and almost on every level. Oh my god. It let the Goldwires and Gans in. Like, let me come in, not let me have the chin. That's fine. But Eastern European jewels who had accents from the old country. I don't know if it's they haven't applied for it to get in, but they would have not have admitted if these were my father's friends. I don't know why, but Spyden would keep up his membership in the club. Why? Despite his operation discriminatory politics. My father didn't want to spur his children to abusing the club, so he would obviously go to the dinner there. So he would be uncomfortable. That was just terrible. It was terrible. I felt bad for this Cooney's father. Joe can't Cooney's father. That's fine. Sloan and Pauline own a pale pink one-story home and on the East Verde Lane. Just a 10-minute walk from the country club. It had 3 bedrooms and a large high-ceiling living room and dining room and family room and a bedroom and bath for Irene Turner and a black housekeeper put the children called Turner. Okay. Would it make sense if we called them Miss Isleen or something like that? Whatever. In 1942, when June was free, the family crisis erupt. Okay. Why did it suddenly have the earthquake? That's fine. Solane was seeking buyers for First National, a difficult assignment during the national epidemic of bank failures. Okay, he became extremely worried that the stockholders would be armed and who couldn't get a sale. Cooney said. He began drinking heavily. Felt bad for this guy. using alcohol as self-medicine. Why? Okay, that wasn't the right thing at all. I used the pills for the medicine. But why alcohol? Anyway, the way people use addicts and or vitamin today. Oh, that's fine. Simon and Pauline booked passages on the ocean liner in the hope that time at sea would provide rest and relief from the pressure. But it was to no avail as the wind began to rave further aboard. That's fine. He had to start to say some things with off kilter or something like that. Cooney said, and while on the cruise, he became a little paranoid, something like that. Convincing, something like that. That the one passenger was a detective. That's when my mother knew she began to give him to a doctor. That was so bad. Anyway, Salone was having a nervous breakdown, a crushing case of depression. He needed interrupted rest. That's fine. Poverty and a clean break from alcohol. My mother moved all of us temporarily to California when there was good pressure help. Cooney said, from Joan leaving Phoenix to met to leaving Turner, whom she adored. With 3 children each a year, and a half apart. Mama really didn't know to have the time to give to everybody, and a very demanding husband. Cooney said. So it was Turner who taught me how to tie my shoes and the ABCs. Okay, that's fine. So she gave me love, and I really wanted. Very love how I always say goodbye and all that stuff, bye bye and all that stuff. That's very sweet of Jean Turner. That's fine. To my mother, when she was to go out, but I would just sob, and I felt bad from Joe Kent Cooney. When it was Turner's days off, I just wandered back, went to our room, find her gone. And just throw toe tantrum. Under proper care, Salone recovered for 3 months and was sent home with a certain revocation. The doctor said, "I think you better drink less." And Pop said, "Well, I'll just stop," and he did. He said alcohol was never a problem again. That's fine. Perversely, the pilot in the early 1930s, steady stream of homeless, jobless, hungry men arrived in Phoenix seeking work. They're processing some bolted and burp, something like that, and swung over on the shoulder. Arizona was right about in the middle of a national malaise, said Donald. David, I don't want to worry about the Trump. Okay, moving on. David, something like that. Okay. Because I don't know if David Trump was born yet. He was born in the 40s. I'm sorry. I gotta move on. It was my joke. My bad. Anyway, a closure with the Arizona Historic Society. Nobody was installed with farm workers from the Old South, Texas, and Oklahoma, which is, by the way, Oklahoma has tornado week. Season, and I'm not gonna be able to go there. I'm aware of tornadoes in Oklahoma, so I'm not going to Oklahoma. There we go. Looking for work in the cotton fields. Excuse me. Along with questions from Mexico, and Pauline Gans always tried to help from left unemployed by the depression when they came to her door. Often with a sandwich and a dollar bill. Pauline's passion was a expression of a living faith. What proved later in the life of the faith was tested severely. Christian's teaching guide her through depression. She assesses the less fortunate or would be open heart. Little girl was she favorite given the nickname Gansy Bug. That's fine. That's totally fine. How long is this video? Oh, okay, 12 minutes. We're gonna have much time, and now after we wrap up this one, we're gonna come right back. Anyway, never forgot the small kindness depended on by her devoted Irish conic mother. That's fine. The baby of the family, the most independent and adventurous of the three Gans siblings. That's fine. Would venture far from Arizona during her long, fruitful, and celebrated public life. The center of the household dogged by depression and later of cancer. Informed Joel Canscuni own painful private life. I feel bad for Joel Canscuni. Anyway, and prepare her of a string of setbacks that might have feel unless a person. In the summer of Joelkin's early elementary school years, after her father's recovery from his breakdown, the family retreated from Samia Mountain Club near Prescout, elevation 5,347 feet. That cabin, as it was called, was set within a landscape of border outcroppings and Papyrima pines, so that's fine. It had 2 stories, living room with a balcony, Indian rugs, handsome Russian furniture, and a deep deck overlooking the Prescout's National Forest. Without outbreak of World War II and the portion of gasoline rationing, something like that, however, began sold the summer home. That came as a especially great disappointment to Joan. For the cabin was, as she recalled, sheer heaven. For a coincidence serious Ben Paul, who was very sick from my ailment, something like that. I was not a happy child, she said. I was always trying to keep up with my brother and sister. I was never be quite as good they were, so I became a student, which what they weren't. And I read a lot, which they didn't. So she discovered ants in the grain grapes, Gabbles. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That was a great book. Gone with the Wind 3 times. Really? She read Gone for the Wind. She described Gone for the Wind 3 times. Okay, that's interesting. The Nancy Drew Mystery Series. I would love to come home from school. And the Mystery Series. I would love to come home from the school, go to the corner with the book. My mother was forgot forever, trying to get me to go outside. She once told Live Magazine, which is okay. Their mother was always trying to fan me up. In those days, people thought being not well. Though I prefer a healthy school. But my mouth keeps mumbling. In those days, people thought being unwell. Though I prefer very healthy, her idea was to give me a good lunch and drive me back to school. Okay, that's fine. We got 16-minute mark during the recording day. Welcome back, commercial break. But anyway, Joan was a large, mature, bookish, and open nation, something like that. Outstrong, but not nerdy. I was always reading and arguing about ideas, she said, trying to find answers and forever being slapped down. She even took on the princess at school, questioned the testing, something like that. The professor was, I cannot say that word. Just something like that, okay, whatever. and they understood I was courtesy, something like that. I can pronounce that word. Skip that word. Curious. She was told a People magazine interview in 1987. It was an adult conversation. I moved right in the center of it. But at home, her father was on something like that, to being challenged by a child he was not assumed. So react permanently. It drove my father crazy because he didn't like into a woman. Here was the peanut telling him, this peanut, yeah, I'm allergic to the peanuts, yuck, telling him he was wrong, and this and showing this less respect. And that her two older children, I was didn't realize I was showing insubordinate. Saw myself in it per his friend. There were times when Joan is put up in their place. If I argued or tried to accuse my father, his argument became a rage, leaving me hurt and puzzled. Could recall avenues in 1938 and 1939, when her family was joined by a Sunday dinner with pilots trained, something like that, from the British Royal Air Force. The young man was who were beginning being that's not a word. Beginning is not a word. Being read from the the Army Air Corps bases in Arizona after the United States entered the war. American pilots would come there as well. Our town was filled with armed service people. Cooley said, "Word for everyone." We listed every Churchill speech on the radio. Then every speech of Roosevelt's. That's fine. My father was a neighborhood airward warden, as he had to go out every night and make some sure all many Air Force training fields around us. When I think about this period, World War II was override, even though that turned me and I respect others award. For young Joel, all since changed everything. I just flowered. Cooley said, I just a kind of grim override little kid, but the world's happiest adolescent. Yeah, that's fine. All that I was a child suddenly become a plus. A pharmacist once said to me, "You're the only patient I have ever had the way I have happy adolescence." Breaking free from her siblings was like being reborn. Paula and Celia each attended 9th grade at North Phoenix High School, but were sent to. I need to turn the page, so let's see how many gigabytes I have in this video. 1.67 terabytes. Okay, moving on. St. Mary's High for grades in 10 to 12. And so with no small sense of Trump, Cooley said they misbehave and they were sent there as punishment. Why? I mean, why? After I have this year of North High, my mother said that it was time for me to transfer to St. Mary's, and I just said, you just gotta be kidding. The subject never came up again. Coming into her as a teen, Joan called it be whipful, and transit. My mother had used to say to me, "You would your own way and have a cost." And what's probably true. Though I went back in a cost was all that high. She in 9th grade, 1943. What Nine and Jerry prepared for Bud Brown, a career or something like that, of a social studies teacher who could challenge a dispartation, something like that, predation, something like that, and altogether shattered 13-year-old. He was the first teacher that I've ever had to talk to in injustice. He is absolutely inflamed me and totally changed my life, Cooley said. As the time in Phoenix, mistress didn't have to sit in the back in the bus. But the schools were segregated, discarded, and blacks had to sit up in the balcony in the movie theater. My first awareness in the Jim Crow began with her in the crow's nest. Bird, I don't know. At the movie house. I have taken segregation, something like that, for granted. And my parents were not enlightened Asians, something like that, and the subject of race. My father, like me, like many additional black people, he saw nothing wrong with sterilization, something like that. I became argumentative with him about this these issues. He was a like man. We'll be right back. I have to see what's going on. Then on May 17th, you're going to be seeing a movie that will be released on my birthday. I will be planning on doing a movie very soon. I will be doing that very soon. I just want to let you know that I'm gonna have a job meeting there. It's gonna be it's at Statesboro, and it's gonna be at for Pass. That I'm gonna have a job there. So yeah, and just to let you know, there will be another episode of Single Show LukeJ62895's episode tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, and there will be another episode of book reviews next week. And there will be another episode of Friday's LukeJ62895 coming for the next 2 weeks. And yes, it will be a birthday Bob show thing. So Bob, if you're watching this commercial break, I want to have time for you to have you and Raven on for this 97 show, because it's it's about, this episode's about your birthday. And you're gonna be 31 that year. So I'm gonna do an episode. So stay tuned. May 20th, 2016. There will be an episode of Friday's LukeJ62895 about Bob's birthday. And stay tuned. There will be a 600 video later this month. So yeah, just to let you know about that. Anyway, back to the show. There will be more details coming soon. I'll have to do any more of that coming up. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. I'm so sorry. I have never seen that in my life, and I need to continue reading. Anyway, I have began very argumentative with him about how these issues. He was a racial man. It was and that he wouldn't say, well, to go over the North High, find out who's teaching you. He didn't bother him, but I was going to give this point of view. Brown visual cowboy boots, western wear, operating weekend barn dance center, but it was Ward view went well beyond the confidence of West, something like that. He used classroom to time discuss anti-Semitism in Europe, which nobody was talking about. Cooley said. Other teachers provide instructions. Sorry. Excuse me. Brown was the first to make Joan think beyond herself. Bud would say that the only thing that you can count on is charge. Cooney said. It got him. Another teacher at North Phoenix. Investigated from being communists in the 1950s. At home, Joan thoughts often turned into a relative in Germany. Her father's cousin, Elsie Wolf, hilarious from Berlin have displayed a horrific anti-Semitic display in the streets. That mostly likely just Chris calling it. Cooney said, "We knew that she was in trouble," and then my father letters stopped being answered. That's fine. It was chilling, but it was the idea was blood relative being wound up and transported to an international camp serving a Jew. It was until after the war that the Red Cross informed someone that is a cousin that died of trauma caused in the commercial camp. I feel bad for that cousin. Anyway, while in high school, Joan appeared in school day plays, smaller theater productions, and statewide dramas content. So her sights were in Broadway, but before she entered college solutions, questions that plan. Cooney said he said he would never support me in any manner, shape, and form as an actress. You have got to find something else. I felt bad for Cooney. Anyway, although the rest were brutal strong at the time, Cooney later came to see the wisdom in it. I bless him every night for stopping me. I had the better life because of it. John enrolled as a freshman at the Nation College of San Rafael, a college girls' school near San Francisco. But after a special year transferred to the University of Arizona, I didn't want to stay in the girls' college. My sister was down to UA. It sounded like she had a lot of fun, which is what it was. A lot more than fun being a college girls' school. I didn't regret that year at Dominickson. Had a better education of 1 year. That I really had a subsequent 3 years at the University of Arizona. The sisters at Copa Alchema Turner gave her the nickname Guts. A server quit that was best solid without irony. Education what named Joe Cans was neither shy nor tesnated. Characterizes that made her attractive to young men on campus who were coveted and scared or something like that. She dated Dean Birch. Okay, why? Who she described as this darling, wonderful, funny, and interesting, smart man. After college, their lives were set in ways that neither could have imagined. Though she had Army sisters married right out of college, Mary was not one of Joan's priorities. She was certainly uninterested in finding an elementary school teaching job, which was the expected thing to do. But she earned a B for a semester of a student teaching second graders. I wasn't nary in the classroom. She confessed. In those days, mothers was said to daughters, get a degree in education, get cursed right, and your husband dies. You will be able to get a job and be home, and when you get children at home. Smart out in the sense of adventure, the defiance of her parents' wishes that nearly graduated from Joe Ken's Cooney, something like that. I don't know. Joe Ken's, not Cooney yet. Decided that leave home and relocated to early family relocate. Without a job, she landed in Washington D.C., moving into the college friend Virginia Rose. And Virginia's mother and brother, in no time, she found a clerk for President's State Department, working for the post-war program that brought Austrians and Germans to the United States for a year of study. It was a sense of reverse flow Robert's fellowship, hands across the wire. I know what's going on. We'll be right back. I just have to. You know what? I can't be able to listen to anything. Anyway, moving on. Cultural exchange akin to the voted power program that provides Americans a year to study abroad. It was during her year in Washington that Gans encouraged another teacher who reshaped her views and attentions. The very Roman Catholic poet Father James Keller. In 1945, Father Keller founded the Christburg, at organizations whose name for the Greek and word for the CRISPR year. Okay, that's fine. My dad's name is Chris. So, Dad, if you're watching this episode of book reviews, this book's for you because it has your name on it. Name is Christopher. That's what it is. The basic aim of the organization was to encourage believers to and applies the teaching of gospel in everyday life. Okay, that's fine. In the early 1950s, in the peak of radio's power, Father Kellers took to the airwaves the preach message adopted from the Chinese proverb. It's better to light one candle than the curse of the darkness. That this call to atheism asks each individual to become a missionary within his or her profession, and that notion of life answering to Joe. Father Keller was professionally keen to encourage not to just Protestants but Christians of the denominations to take jobs in media, where he saw a opportunity. Sorry about that. As popularity spread, Keller himself became a multimedia experimenter, as author, newspaper, columnist, radio host, newsletter, publisher, and opportunity. One of the first spiritual leaders to explore television. Unlike other whose Father Keller's approach was naive, humble, and without profanity, something like that. Gonna get ready to the next page up with this. I don't know how many pages the next chapter is gonna be. Okay, that's fine. In 1952, after a wonderful year of fun, interesting, and memorable in my life, 22-year-old Joan Kans did a unexpected, moving home to Phoenix, where she was determined to plunge. Sorry about that. Into a career in the media. Father Keller said that if Inviolus didn't go into the career in the media, sorry. What was I? Father Keller said it was Inviolus go to the media. Not think the word. Sorry. Cooney once told the reporter from Forbes, I walked into Arizona Republic and got a job. While she had no formal training, in journalism, she did have brain power, good breeding, a respected surname in Phoenix, and an inventable will. She also exhausted, criminally, sorry about that, and self-offensive beyond her years. 2 weeks after I stared at the Republic, I got blind. Okay, I move up very fast. At first, Joan was assigned to write weighing announcements and social notes to the newspaper women's department. After often a dumping grounded from the female reporters back in the age of journalism, her weekly pays were $50. But over time, she said, I was given more interest pay for interesting general assignments covering events. I covered a lecture on the books witnessed by Wickeder Chambers after my piece appeared in Jean Polem, yeah, the paper's owner and the passionate at the columnist called the city editor and asked who the columnist was on the woman's page. Fortunately, the professor wasn't given the lecture to call the city editor and to thank him for sending such a cursive report, so I offered the book hook. See, she said. Point it was wonderful training because it was it was detailed. It was you're good. If you're good, you're getting exact quotes. I was cared about that, and that was why I did the report, and there was a report and later as a producer. And I paid a lot of attention to details and the following through. Joan first saw television that year at a neighbor's home. The experience left her a weak in the knees, not because of the technology is squatting box but because of who was speaking through it. Bobbing intolerant girl who was about to accept this party's nomination of the President of the United States in 1952, Dominic national citizen in Chicago. It was the moment I fell in love with Stevenson. She recalls. She still a little dreamy eye. After 18 months of the Republic, Joan walked away with the news with papering almost as quickly. She came to it. She both reporting and an expected journalist is a woman who could have pushed aside general barriers and proven herself and the equally of any man in the newsroom, editors at suit, or perhaps even the publisher's office. Instead, at 23, she stared at anew, locating to New York. Once again, without any firm ideas and what she might do when she get there. She moved in with Sally Brophy. Okay, that's fine. An actress friend from Phoenix who had urged her to move to Manhattan. That's fine. Together they have shared the top floor of a charming 4-apartment brownstone of Breckman Place. Monthly rent was $50. The Brophies were the Kennedys of the Arizona big, wealthy Irish family of the 8 children, Cooey said. They have a fabulous house far there. Okay, out there in ours. And Central Avenue, big stars would come to visit in the winter. Okay, that's fine. Cooey's birth month in November. And the Brophies would be they could once entertain them, but the Brophies would themselves were grandless. Very exciting. We were very close to the Brophy children because we attended St. Francis Xavier School together. My sister and I would spend parts of the summer at the fabulous ranch in Grammy or something that I dated one of the Brophy sons and when I was 19. My mother was still out. The gentleman where you wanted to marry your daughters all with her every people. She was dying to have him marry him, making me crazy actually. The Brophies was near a perfect roommate, Cooney said. She was one of my sisters and my closest friends. She attended at the Royal Academy, the dramatic art, and moved back to the Fort became between California and New York, and those days she got to last part of the television, and her being so much was the reason of our living together and work. The apartment had one bed, a room. She was there, and I was slept in the living room. Okay, in the 1950s, Buffy bought home directors the way ordinary people and lug home groceries. Among her suitors were Sidney Lumet, Hal Prince, and Arthur Penn. Sometimes the roommates trend off. Cooney said I went out with Hal Prince when he produced his first Broadway show, The Pajama Game. And through them I met George Abbott, Richard Rogers, that's fine, Stephen Starhan, Rita Holmes, and German Robbins. One night, Sally and I went out to Spencer Tracy to the Stork Club. She was in the doorway to it all, and I did not know who and I done without her. Penn at once beachly struck the Joan that undergo phonics every day doesn't show business. She remembers him saying when I told him I couldn't afford it, he said, "Don't worry, you'll make it more money." Then I said, "MS worked that well." He laughed and said, "No, you have more to change jobs." Went that and coordinated something like that. Sorry about that. Encouragement. Yeah, I keep saying that word 2 times already. Cooney found a fire exit. Someone who provided needed safety net. He was a real fire exit. Someone who provided needed safety net. He was a real. No. He was a real human being. Whatever we call it, skip that word, who kept urging me to fly and reminding me that I didn't have to become a housewife and move for the suburbs. Bobby took Cooney along with her home in New York Wood, executive editor Hubert Bayard Swap, his wife Maggie, for the Liberty crowd for that fronted the Brano estate at Sands Point, Long Island. The compound brought to mind the great Count Grasby. And a good reason in his 1925 meditation on the psychology of wealth. F. Scott Fergusberg, Pirate J. Squires Gatsby, Official Madison after the swap residence. Cooney became a weekend manager and Sound Point, where on the summer's days the swaps might entertain a revolvers, statesmen, comedians, and stage actors and the wits of the stage of the Algonquin round table. And at the afternoon guest was might include Averill Averman, Robert Mosses, Apple Marks. Really? Are you kidding me right now? Martin Gable and his wife, the actress Arlene Francis. Really? Arlene Francis? Is on his book right now? Okay. CBS founder William Perry and his friend and chief RCA President General David Swarth. Okay, that's fine. And the weekend party, Maggie Swarth argued Swarth to take notice on these new arrivals in town. General, she said, Joan is such a nice girl. You have give her a job. Joan flattered and a bit embarrassed, suggested that she might be useful in the press department at RCA. In those days, public departments were always hiring people who had been in newspapers, Cooney recalled. Fine, Shaunov said. Come interview in RCA. Anyway, we're gonna have to, because I can't hurry enough to be heavy enough, but yeah. I'm gonna continue reading. Parsons quickly open up for the fresh face friend of the Swoops. My path was always marked by comers with strong men. Cooley said no one could understand why the general had brought me in. The rumors had told me. The general had the twinkle in his eye. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how do I do? Whatever. That's not it, the twinkle in his eye, but whatever. The rumor that to be a ladies' man, like so many great men, it was real. Okay. Presence when he walked into the room. Men like the Esme, Nate, someone like that, some sort of a social carnage. Everything stopped, but I wasn't a candidate. Really, who would being thought of as and extremely sharp state, something like that. Pollinate, something like that. Pollination, something like that person. Probably sleeping well with the general. Strange. Coney wrote press releases with the courage of Sean's created speeches, many of which addresses events and commissions technology and the events of color television. But while she had cashed a paycheck with RCA during her early years in New York, he didn't reply enough earn power to actually buy television. The very product that she was paid to promote, when she needed someone to go on TV, she borrowed a key to downstairs, the neighbor's apartment. Clyde was out most nights and currently wasn't around in the daytime, she recalls. He says, when I'm at home, look at whatever you want. So I stared, looked going down. It was not so long ago in my life, but that happened to be an actress. So I cared a lot of drama. Her next professional move was in instance comedy with transfer moving after 9 months. For more corporate public relations responsibilities of a parent's rich company to RCA's bargaining broadcasting ring NBC television. That's fine. She would process release after the networks from the lineup daily serials. Episcopalians renamed Daydreams by NBC's Virginia programming chief Cyrus Pat Weaver. And we have nearly 2 pages left, and we'll come right back and stay tuned. We're gonna finish off this last 2 pages right after this commercial break, so stay tuned. In the previous 3 episodes of Taping Live, LukeJ62895 edition, I have said to come back from Taping Live, LukeJ62895 edition from the dead. Do I? Well, your answer since October is nearly close to be wrong. Yes, it is going to be dead. It is not going to be dead by now, so it is going to be alive, fakely. So now I am currently bringing Take a Pick Live, LukeJ625 edition, and Warbank, LukeJ625 edition for the dead after a long hiatus. So I'm coming back from you guys to do more episodes of Taping Live and Warbank, LukeJ625 edition, sometime soon. Well, I don't know when. Starting in June. and maybe this will be in June. There will be a summer episodes of War Bank of LukeJ62895 edition. We'll see what happens. Season 1 will premiere starting on June 2016 with new contestants. I don't know what, but I'll go over the contestants' names are. There will be. I have 3 episodes to tape while LukeJ62895 edition, but no episode 4 to be announced. So I will announce it next week, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, enjoy the trailer of the movie where I'll be playing very soon, and we'll get back to the show. Enjoy. Now, and yes, we're gonna have 114 minutes of battery life. Still, and yes, start recording now. Okay, hello guys. I'm here at the WJCL at the house. We're gonna be leaving this house, and we're gonna start the tour. So yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to the house and then get ourselves ready before we head ourselves back in the house. So like before we head to WJCL. So I'm sorry, my mouth case moment anyway. But yeah. Anyway, the first thing we're about to do is we're gonna stop at. We're gonna have a stop, a sign, something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna let Kane and Billy know, because I don't know when Brand's back yet. But we'll see what happens. And I don't know what Mom's doing.
I'm trying to find my sunglasses, but I left them at home.
Oh well. Maybe I have to wait a little while longer to get after this movie's over, because I'm still start filming, you know, like carrying away, you know. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. That this film I was going to be doing is normally going to be about my trip to WJCL, the whole trip thing. Oh, I don't know, what is he doing? I don't know. But we're getting close to WJCL. I just really have time for it. So yeah, I'll be getting close to. And where we're going is that. Oh yeah, I don't know where that rooms to go thing truck is up to right now, but I don't know when the truck's about to move, so we're about to head to Chatham Parkway. I don't know where it's at, but if it's that way or this way, I don't know. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, we have other things in this street to move out. Because, you know me, I have other things in my life besides my YouTube channel, my main channel, LukeJ62895 YouTube channel, and other things, you know. Try and pick up something that has to do with LukeJ62895 episodes and other things. It looks like that bus is moving around, you know. And still, I have more time, just spare my time with movies and TV shows, and still gonna do other things. Looks like Georgetown K to X school is gonna have other things like spring ceremony, you know. I don't know when that happens, but I can't wait for Sierra to finish off Georgetown and go to other things. Sierra, if you're watching this movie, go look at the school you're attending to next year, but I hope you're interested in having good luck in this one. But yeah, just letting you know about that. And hope Miss Cindy is proud of you. But yeah, just letting you know about that if she's watching this movie. But yeah. Anyway, as of right now, currently, It's I don't know how many degrees, 61 degrees, in this car, and the outside area is 76 degrees, if it's possible. In the weather area, I don't know how many degrees it was, but we'll see what happens. And right now, we're getting ready to stop at the Chatham Parkway, and I'm thinking we're just about to get ready to stop there, so that way we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna do that. It's just the whole thing's happening to me, you know, just get ready to do it. But yeah, this movie is gonna be all exciting, all amazing, but it has to do with the WJCO tour. Like I did 3 years ago to the News Hour tour, but it's a little bit different than that. And the college tour I went to attend, but the dedication's up to Zach Peters. But now it's the WJCO tour. That's 3 tours I attended, so you know what I mean. But that's the whole thing. I went it for college as an archivist, and I'm an archive manager. I'm a historian, you know. I just want to do that. History is my thing, as well as movies and TV shows. I was like to get excited to make movies and TV shows as a kid, growing up, wanted to make history books, and as a creature, you know, just want to let you know about this. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do something else besides from doing this, because I know it's I'm gonna bore you, but because I really want to do this anyway. But yeah. Anyway, it's 6 minutes from this movie or something like that. I don't know if I record this for 6 minutes or not, but because the Carmet Street, but I don't know if it's that possible. But we don't. Yeah, I guess that the church is called New Mount Office. I don't know what's happening to us. But the reason I was telling you we stopped at the street called, we have a Honda, we have a railroad. We didn't see anything to stop at. So on our way to Chatham Parkway, we're gonna be spending our time together to some other things. So yeah, that's gonna happen to us, but in the same time, we're gonna do it anyway. And that's gonna do it. I'll see you in the road. So WJCO, here I come. See you there. Welcome back to LukeJ62895's book reviews. This is gonna be the last 2 pages I'm gonna be reading to you guys, and I'm gonna just finish off right here to wrap up the book reviews. And I'm about to be playing a movie very up. So I'm gonna just edit the movie right after and then like 2 things right after the this one on YouTube. So I'm gonna upload this one tonight, and then I'll just finish up the Mother's Day one to be burned on DVD. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have to talk to Billy about this. So, and I'll continue reading. So anyway, I'll do that right now. Here we go. Corporate piracy and the Ragri explained in part why Joan did not manually make a career a bit in NBC when she transferred over the art from RCA. Comedy roles limited her new salary and the networks to no more than 15% higher than what she had been making for the parent comedy. It not take much solving for Joan to discover that she must making half of what everybody else was making at NBC. Excuse me. And having a hard time with with my living experience. Her boss said, I get it. But there's nothing I can do about it. Expect to have you to get out of here. Then he said with a phone call to a friend of United Steels Corporation that Joan Kens had another one of these stars kiss employment moments. Walking in a public job for a United States Steel Hour, CBS twice monthly live a series that won an Emmy for best dramatic series in 1955. The Seals company itself, not CBS, but OK, had hired Joan and the combination rise in pay to promote the show. It was a dream job, she later said. Yeah, they did it twice, but whatever. And one day in the time that provided a mill free time for pursue purposeful causes. I have done some volunteer work for the Reform movement in New York. That was a lead by Eleanor Roosevelt, Albert Stevenson, and Herbert Lawman. And I would go to this public club, the Lexington Club, to write leases from them. But that time still hung heavy on my hands. I would call a friend, the Fear Gold, the producer of United States Steel Hour, and I said, "There's has to be something that New York Williams put up some of the Parsons no. I skipped one. Sorry. New York William Phillips I skipped one too. Somebody in New York who would use a volunteer for doing something interesting, and he said William Phillips have a Parsons review could use some help. In his history, the partial and literature quality has previous in the form to T.S. Ellicott, George Urwald, and other national minds. I was pulled in my late 20s into this incredible world. I was helped William put a fundraising event in Columbia that includes Norman Mary McCarthy and Lionel Truey. That was incredibly heady stuff for me. Heather that the crowd that stands point. It was in New York interiors arguing. Now, I was flying on the wall, listening, and it was providing me with an education that was richer than anything that I could have had in the best graduate school. Not everyone from the review crowd immediately embraced Cooney television, who was no among critics, something like that, she said. And Jason and Skin, something like that, a gray editor at Ram House. Ram House over here. Okay, something like that. Okay, shut up. Anyway, gray editor at Ram House at the time. I told content for me. Not only I was in television, but I was doing publicly for television. So I mean, what could be lower. As the years passed through, Ekin and Cooney was Frog a deep friendship marked by the wide avenues, but militant respect and shared interests and characters in having Sesame Street. At around 9 a.m. On Monday, June 18th, 1956, Soren Gans would commonly pick up a television receiver after repeating rings. Don't know why. That's strange. It was just 4 days after he returned home for a 10-day stay at Camelback St. Jerry in Phoenix. He had checked himself in, buried by another bout of depression. Joan's married sister, Sarah Hall, was on the line, covering in her voice. Sawyer lived only in streets away from his parents. Strange. Was checking on her father's readjustment for being home. Suggestions to keep the conversation short, but I'll see you later, he said. That's just strange, man. I don't know why. At the swimming with boss 2071, someone had been had an argument for Pacific Metal Life Insurance Company. And this director of the Byron Corporation, following his retirement from a First National Bank of Arizona. Associates hailed him the school of just gracious banker whose leadership has guided the traditions during years of steady growth ever civic minded. He had also served as president of the Phoenix Chamber of Commerce and the Arizona Bankers Association. Pauline had left the house that morning, swam at the Phoenix Country Club. The place had her husband insured more than accepted. When she returned home just before 9:30 a.m., she discovered an empty shotgun scrapped in his bed. Why? You don't need a gun. Okay, moving on. Near panic, she set off to find her difficult my husband. Pauline discovered him in the backyard, dead by his own hand. That was terrible. Moving on. Also, the cognizance in New York, her father's ballot choice cut deeply into Joan Can's. I was really had a terrible time in the next 8 or 10 months of being able to face will have happened. She recalled, and I just kept pushing it down. I was having dizzy spells and cosmorania, some of that headaches, and that now grammar problems. I couldn't go to the theater, couldn't get on the subway. I was able to go to work at home. I went on the road because of this kind of illness that overcome me. I felt like Marine was strange so I'd be served. I stayed in the fairly and finally got it through, she said. Over months, her strength and her equilibrium, something like that, was restored, and she gained a much strength person. My father's death was an event that most changed my life. In terms of inner self, I involved in quite different way after that. And I feel bad for Joan Ken Scooney for this one. So that about wraps it up for book reviews. Chapter 2, Street Gang. Stay tuned for the next video, which is a single show, LukeJ62895's episode 30. And hoping to look forward to see you for the whole thing. Now, if you might excuse me for a moment, I have to do a movie. But I have to do this, and I have to upload the 29th episode of single show LukeJ62895. Because right after this, I have to do the movie. So, the editing I have to do is done for Final Cut Pro X. So I have to record commercials, do the movie, and that's it. So, without further said, that about wraps it up for me. But until next time, this is LukeJ62895 saying goodbye. Peace out, baby. We're going to have more YouTube videos for you guys very soon. But until then, the Jeff R saying out. See ya.